feelings.
Welcome! This is top tier tips! Yarr! Greetings everyone, this is Force Nature of Top Tier Tips, and I welcome you to your prime spot for tips and tricks to help you level up in Dead or Alive 6. Alright, in this session we're going to be looking at first mate and #1 Bass fan, Mila! Alright, what is there to say about Mila? She likes to fight, she likes Bass, and I think she kind of mingles a bit with Tina. Anyways, before... Mila, what the hell did you do? You ruined Ioni's new hat and those expensive red glasses he's got. Alright, hold on a moment, guys. Let me fix this. That's better. I hope you reimbursed Ioni for that hat and glasses, Mila. Good. From a gameplay standpoint, Mila is effectively a grappler-striker hybrid, or striker-grappler hybrid. So basically, if you like punching, and if you like throwing people, or anything like that, you'll like Mila. Alright, in general with Mila, you're going to be opening up your kind of game plan or gameplay with strikes. I'll say right now that her P string and her 6P are quite good. So 10 frame jab, 12 frame elbow or 6P, well 14 frame knee, and 14 frame 2P that is +1 on hit. Her 2P is really good because it recovers quite fast and reaches pretty far too. I mean, it's got good range for her 2P, so Mila's strikes are good. So some like go-to pokes that you can think of using stuff like P6PK, so it's a high mid. You can also use like PP6K, but and also like PP2K if you want to low. But the main thing to keep in mind with Mila is that she has a special tackle stance like this, 6-6T. It's an offensive hold that goes into her mount stance and allows you to do follow-ups attacks like so. But the main thing about it is that you can cancel out of strings with it, which is actually pretty awesome. So she has numerous attacks that can go into it. So generally what I want you to do is find a way to try and mix the strikes, grapples into your gameplay. Anyway, once you're done Mila's command training, and combo challenge, then you're ready to bop fools on your way to the top. Not quite. It's gonna take a little more than that to defeat your idol Bass. Well, again, if you like a straightforward striking style mixed in with some throws and other goodies here and there, you'll enjoy Mila. Alright, in terms of just straightforward gameplay, what I essentially want you to do with Mila is just simply poke on an opponent's block with like jabs. The knee is okay right here, and try and fish for the 2P. I mean, alright, let me just put on the best box in the whole world, the move details box, of course, that I'm talking about. Alright, these are just some frames on block. The first thing I'll let you know right now is anything related to her 14 frame knee or her 6K, you'll be -4 on block. So this can include P6PK, PP6PK, and just simple like 6K. Anything that ends in that, you'll be at -4 block. So if you want a safe ender, use the knee. When your opponent blocks something that leaves you at -4, just do a 3-3H, like so for a fuzzy guard. Other options you can do is a sidestep attack if the opponent does linear retaliations, or if they try and punish, or I mean they retaliate with jabs, and just use a 2P or something like this. I'll show you right here. It leaves you at +1, which is always good. Alright, but once you have the opponents, just as long as you're simply just doing like different kinds of string cancels like jab or P6P, then you can sneak in stuff like PP2K. Right there it does leave you at -6, like a 2K also leaves you at a negative, but the main thing is you want to try that one's either just a low poke, so if you're at -6 your turn will be over, but if you connect it on counter hit, you'll be at frame advantage, so you can end up keeping your offense going with like a 6K or something like that. Alright, let me just fix this back. To alternate, if you don't want to necessarily just go for the 2K, which leaves you at -6 on normal hit, because it's generally most commonly will land on normal hit if the opponent's just standing there blocking and you sneak it in. You can use an alternative you can use is her PP 1K. It's slower, but Mila takes a little step back and it leaves you at frame advantage right there, which gives you a little chance to try and sneak in like a 6-6K or like a 6-6P. I'll let you know both of these moves are guard breaks on block. Let me just get the opponent to block right there. So you'll be at +3 if you do a 6-6K. It leaves you back turn, but you still get all your other usual jab options even while back turned. 6-6P leaves you at +1, so what this would end up meaning is that your jab would become 9 frames, your elbow 6P would be 11 frames, and your 2P would become 13 frames. So +1 is a decent amount of advantage, and you can also sneak in a really good throw that she has, which I'll end up going over later. Continuing on with Mila's PP 1K string. Not only is this a move that ends up leaving you at +10 that gives you in like a free 6-6K or 6-6P attempt as long as the opponent doesn't try to sidestep it. This move is also a stance. See, if you press the throw button right after doing PP 1K, then you'll cancel into Mila's really good takedown, crouching offensive hold move, the takedown. I'll also let you know this move is also a stance too, which is actually kind of cool. You see, so if you were to do so basically right here, if you input PP 1K throw, then you push either like a jab or like you have different options out of it, like PP 1K throw, then let me get it, PP 1K throw, then the K, and here's an option you'll have some fun messing around with. PP 1K throw, then P+K. Mila's special stance is called the tackle feint stance. So anytime she does her 6-6T, you can either cancel out of it with the guard button, the hold button, or just simply push the appropriate option. Alright, the first option you're going to be looking at now is her tackle feint P. Right here, it leaves you at +17 and it's a high crushing mid punch. It operates just like her 1P+K. This is a really good move against people that like to try to pressure you with jabs. So if you think they're going to do a high or anything like that, nail them with this here at +17. That's enough frame advantage to connect a 3P stun follow-up for a lift stun. If you think the opponent's going to try and like hold that, then you can just wait a moment, then just nail them with 6T right there. At least you at a +15. So this is a good throw for Mila. Other stuff he can also do. You can do P6P, so that's usually going to be enough for a launcher, which is always cool. Alright, if you want to launch right away with this, then just use her 6-6TK, not H+K. That's basically her 6H+K launchers. But out of the tackle stance, it's the K option. Basically works very similarly. And of course, for everyone's favorite option right now is the machine gun fist. There's two options. That one right there is just the tackle feint P+K 6P, so it looks kind of like that or like this. Same thing. It actually is an unsafe ender, but usually if you're connecting this on stun, then you can do that. Usually if you want to just knock the opponent back, if you want to wall slam. But if you want to launch them, then use the P+K P. As you can probably guess, you can cancel out of Mila's into her tackle feint stance out of certain strings. The common ones you are going to be using, like I already of course showed you off of PP 1K, but PP, I like this one right here. If this move connects on normal hit, it leaves you at +1. If it's blocked, you're safe, -6. So just simply cancel with the T button right away. So you have to input like PPKT as like one motion. So you can't really like delay it, anything like that. Just do that. Then you can cancel into the stance. And of course you can still do your options right there, like the P option out of the tackle feint P right there, leave yourself at -5. So that's always kind of cool. Other moves is like her 4K. This is -6 on block. You can cancel into the tackle feint stance. If you do hit the tackle, you can knock the opponent down. Same thing again. You can still get your options out of it. Now I know there's some other options like 3K, -6 on block. You can fake out your opponent. Do your follow-up. And there's a bunch of other ones too, like I think like 1PP or 1PP, other one. So there's a bunch of ones, but these will mainly be your primary ones, and As for that PP 1K I show you right there, it's the same as 1H plus K. So right here, you could cancel into the stance and do your options. So if you want to do it freely there, use this. And you can even just do like a pseudo backdash, just do 1H plus K and guard. Let's take a look at Mila's crushes. Alright, I already showed you something like 1P plus K. Alright, yeah, 1P plus K. So this right here is a nice little mid-punch option right here. I mean, if you do the one out of the stance, you're safe on block at -5. Unfortunately, the crouch one is -9, so yeah, you can be punished for that. Alright, some other... So let's just continue on with the high crushes. Of course, your go-to high crush is 2P. +1 on normal hit, 14 frames, but take a look at the frame data right there, top left. It only has 18 recovery frame. For a move that goes this far and it's only 18 frames of recovery, that's actually pretty crazy. For other crushes, you have your 2H plus K, which is also tracking low, +6 on normal hit. That's always nice. And for other high crushes, you also have 1P, so it's negative on normal hit, but if you do connect it on counter hit, it will leave you at a bit of frame advantage. So +4. I personally prefer 2H plus Ks. I mean, you get more frame advantage for doing it, but 1P is also a decent enough option. And now for Mila's low crushes. Which low crushes do I like? 3H plus K. You see right here, 3 free ground throw attempt. Right there, and you can just bash your opponent's brains in. So yeah, 3H plus K is always cool. For other low crushes, you can, well, I don't really necessarily recommend this from someone's face. You can also use 9P, also sets up a ground throw attempt. So both of these are decent. I personally prefer 3H plus K, but 9P is also not too bad of an option. You see, it only leaves you at -2, so you can kind of barre your opponent a bit with it. So either like jabs or like crush moves or something like that. For tracking moves with Mila, you got your 13 frame high kick right there, just -7 on block. Also has, so 13 frames tracking, -7 on block. It's got a follow-up that gives you a free kind of mount attack right there, so you can try to go for some mount follow-ups after that, which is always nice. For other tracking moves, you have H plus K. It looks very similar to K. I personally prefer that one. The only difference is that H plus K is... let me just see right here. Block it. There we go. It's only -3 on block, so... At -3, you can just do like a slight fuzzy guard or kind of like a barre attempt on your opponent. So -3, like you can't be punished at all. So it's kind of... So it's basically almost like a mini guessing game from both sides when you're at -3. So yeah, so that's a very, very safe negative. But I just prefer K because, especially if it hits, the opponent has to respect the... They have to respect the punch follow-up. I mean, they can hold it on reaction, but then because they have to respect the punch follow-up, you can start to sneak in 6Ts or stuff like that. So I personally prefer it. H plus K has a bit more range and is safer on block, but yeah, I mean, the K option is better. I already showed you 2H plus K, which is also another good tracking move. 8PP, which also can go into Mila's new backstep stance, where you have like a kick option and a punch option, which is a lot like her 6P plus K. So that's kind of nice though. So this move, the high one, this comes off of a 12 frame move, so the second hit tracks. So it's fast enough that you can use it for tracking. You also have 8P, which I showed. Should be able to, let me see. Should be able to cancel into it. No, I was thinking it was wrong. Should be able to cancel on the takedown. Oh yeah, let me check. Oh yeah, I can cancel on the takedown. I was just doing it wrong. So yeah, both of those cancel on the takedown, but I honestly not a huge fan of this. 4P is okay because you can also cancel into it if you do 4PK. So 4PK can cancel into the takedown. But I mean, when you have an 18 frame tracking move, at this point, and also it's -11 on guard, even though it does have a follow-up, I guess, which is also unsafe. But generally, for this, I just prefer your Fatal Rush, because right there is also a 18 frame tracking high, so I mean, you generally don't really want that to get blocked. Like, I admit this one's only a little safer because it has a follow-up, but if you're using an 18 frame move, you do want to be kind of sure it's gonna hit. I mean, for tracking purposes in that case, then yeah, you can use the K, but those are other options. And of course, just to stuff sidestep, or I mean, yeah, to stuff sidestep, anything like that. Offensive hold's also a good choice. To complement Mila's good striking game in general, not only is she good at attacking in close, she's also good at attacking around mid-range. Around mid-range, poke with her 4K. It's a safe on block poke. It can cancel into her tackle feint stance. You can also poke with 4H plus K, but I think it's double-digit negative on block right now, but it's still a nice poke. Gives you a bit of frame advantage when it does hit, so that's always good. If you want to like whiff punish stuff, or also as a get-in move, your two go-to get-in moves will be 6-6P plus 1 on block, and 6-6K plus 3 on block, and you have access to your jab strings that I showed earlier, and you can end in a knee if you want like a safe option, and of course you can cut off the string at any point. But for whiff punishment, this move is a great poke. It's her old critical burst attack, 6P plus K, or forward punch plus kick. It is -8 on. It is -8 if the opponent blocks it, but if it does hit, stop blocking. If it does hit, I mean, it could wall slam and give you the small wall slam, but it does give you enough to do your good old 3P stun follow up. I will give you a heads up that the old kind of 3PP is. It's not nearly as good as it was in DOA 5, so now you're just going to be using a single 3P much more often just for the lift stun. Anytime you think the opponent's going to do like a low of any sort, especially like a slow low, and you just use 3H plus K. I'll let you know this move is weird. It low crushes, but it also high crushes a bit, so it jumps and it goes into like a crouching position. And of course, when you hit, you smack the opponents on the ground. For a ranged get-in move, you have 9P. When you hit, same thing, you get ground throw. And if it's blocked, you're at -2 even though you're right in the opponent's face, so those options are fine. The safer go-to options is just usually 6-6P, 6-6K because of the frame advantage. 9P's weakness is that it can be a little telegraphed. Even though it's weird though, it looks like a high punch, but it's actually a mid, so it can like kind of catch people crouching. It's good. For a ranged low poke, doesn't really have much. I mean, your 2P goes pretty far. If you know the opponent likes to chuck out highs, and you could try and sneak in. You could try and sneak in 2H plus K, but generally you're gonna be spending a lot of time poking with 4K or 6H plus K, trying to get the opponent to whiff something so you can nail them with 6P plus K or 3H plus K. Mila's throw game is kind of interesting. In itself, her throws actually aren't really that strong. Like her neutral throw just does 40 damage, her forward throw does 23 damage plus 15, which well, admittedly actually is a pretty good throw. Other throw she has is her 4T, which does 30 damage and puts her into her mount. And I think she has two 12 frame throws. One that can put her into her mount, and another one called her Falcon Arrow, so her half circle forward T. Does 58 damage, which is honestly kind of mediocre for a 12 frame throw. That would be 92 on high counter. What makes her throws strong are any throws that allow for some sort of follow-up. Like her neutral throw like switches sides and downs the opponent, which is nice. But her forward throw is probably just straight up might be her best throw. What this does is even though this 23 damage, it allows for a free 7K. So that's 23 plus 22, that's 45 damage. And the K ends up leaving you at plus 11. So with plus 11, you can basically get in a free additional poke. You can get in some more offense. You could try and sneak in her offensive hold. So basically, the main key for starting her offense, apart from sneaking in a 2P, is trying to hit this throw. And of course, if you end up doing the full KP, then you can end up down in the opponent and whack and just beating them down on the ground. And if you're facing an opponent who you know likes to push buttons after the K or the T, just nail him with this. A tip to Mila's opponent: don't mash after 6T or the K. Alright, with regards to Mila's throws, a couple of them, the 10 frame and the 12 frame throw, do transition into a ground mount position. Like right here, you can go for a follow-up, and we don't need that counter modifier anymore. Alright, so what I just want you to know that, you see how it says combo throw right there? I want you to try and hit the throw, well, alright, well in this case, for this one, you have to use the kick button. I want you to hit it, try and hit it as soon as you can. Like I meant right there, that's probably not the best timing, but with some practice you can get it down. Same with your quarter circle back T or 12 frame throw. This time use the punch button. So you want to try and hit it right as you can. I can time the punches a little better than the kicks. I find the kicks a little tricky. This is the same off of something like 3HSK. So this one's also the kick button. Oh wow. There, I timed the last one okay, but you basically want to try and hit it as soon as you can. Under most circumstances, I actually do recommend these throws. And if you don't want to waste too much time trying to time all three, just go for the throw option right away. I just do that and just take the damage. It's only like I think around maybe 15 damage less under most circumstances on like normal hit, normal throw, or anything like that. But if you like, for instance, on high counter, if you want full damage, then you can use this. You can still use this to punish holds for 92 on high counter. All right, with regards to offensive holds, you already know about Mila's takedown. It's kind of a neat one. It's a 21 frame offensive hold that crouches. So you can go under highs, and of course it can be in an offensive hold. It can beat out attacks like straight up. But Mila also has a low offensive hold. Right here, it's her 1T. It just simply gives you the takedown where you have to try and time the follow-ups. Either use kicks or just go for a throw if you just want to take the damage right away. To complement that, her low throw is a bit different. She only has one throw. It's her 5 frame throw, but it gives her plus 25 advantage. So go for a free launcher attempt right away. To complement Mila's mid-punch and low-kick holds, she also has a couple expert holds. Like, take a look at her mid-punch expert hold. You see right there, the standard hold only does around 30-ish damage on like normal hold. Then wait a slight moment, like a couple frames or so, then immediately do 2T and you can get a guaranteed ground throw. Right now, I'll just show you the low kick hold right now, just to compare. Alright, this one actually has a bit of a weird input. Alright, for the expert mid-punch hold, the input would be 6-4H or forward back H, but for the low kick hold, it's 4-3H, which would be back down forward H. This one's mainly for if you just simply want the straight up damage. Like, you don't really get the low throw option the same way, but it still does pretty good. Still does pretty good damage at 60 damage. But I feel that with the mid punch one, you have to do the follow up in order for it to be worth it. But for this, either option is really fine. I feel, because if you can hit all of this, you actually can get more. If you can hit all the knees, you actually get more damage with the low kick hold. If I'm not mistaken, Mila only has expert holds for her mid-punch and low-kick holds, but a couple more of her holds actually do require, well, I mean, some attentiveness in terms of follow-ups. For instance, her low... Well, I'll go with her mid-kick hold first. This one immediately goes to the mount, and you get the usual mount follow-ups, but her low punch hold, someone tries to low jab you. Let's say someone like Ayani who has a 12 frame jab. This is a combo hold, so do 3PP, 2P. Then if you can get the 2P right, then you can actually combo off it. right there. If you do the 2P right away before the opponent lands, then you can end up doing this follow-up. If you do it too late, then the opponent will... they'll just simply flip over. So this is still a nice setup. You can get it all down. You can get some really nice damage with it. Okay, when you have the opponent backed in the corner as Mila, your go-to wall slam moves will be 6 XP or 6 XK, which leaves you back turn. Both of these moves are advantage on block, either +1 or +3. So, and they're both 18 frame moves, so just chucking them out is not bad. You can also wall slam with the 13 frame track in neutral K. All right, if you wall slam with 6 XP, you can use PPP 6P or P6P as your follow and with your juggle enders. With 6 XK, it's the same thing, but it's from back turn. You could do a PPP 6P or, to be safe, P6P 6P, just a slightly less damage, but it connects more consistently. If you want a small wall slam, you can wall slam with 6P plus K and just launch with 3-3P. But another thing you could also do if you want a little Oki is after 6 XP, just PPP, then immediately do 2T, then you get your mount set up. You could do this from 6 XK also. So, pretty nifty. So, I mean, the thing about Mila is you can either go for the damage or go for a little Oki setup at the wall. So that's where Mila could be pretty dangerous. Alright guys, that's it for now. Alright, some main things to really keep in mind with Mila is at a base level she can seem like a kind of a straightforward beginner character, but it's her kind of practicing her like tackle feints or anything like that can end up being the stuff that you can end up spending quite a bit of time like just getting used to. So you can either just use the throw button or the guard button to cancel it, and just input in your attack either the mid punch, the mid kick, or even of course the Fists of Fury. So like that. And also keep in mind that she does have a new backstep stance off of like 3P or like 8PP. You can get like a kick option, or I think I showed you a punch option also. So there's a couple things that you can kind of mess around with Mila. Another thing also is, of course, is practicing the timings on this. If you can actually kind of just frame it, then what happens is that the opponent won't be able to break it. Because if there's a tie on the throw input, then the aggressor wins. So, but I will let you know, it can be pretty challenging to be able to try and just frame the throw timings of that. Anyways, that's it for now. If you have any further questions, you can feel free to contact me on my YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, so that means leaving a comment down below. You can also be sure to check out my other guides, including the Top Tier Tips Advanced Guides and other characters guides. I'll let you know that I will be starting to continue on with the Advanced Guide series relatively soon. Also, if you'd like to support the channel, feel free to join Top Tier Fighters. The support does help, and I do appreciate it. But anyways, this will be Force Nature sign off. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time on Top Tier Tips.